So, welcome to another edition of the Let's Connect Spotlight series. I'm Christine Krieger, the Professional Development Consultant for the Colorado State Library and Chair of the Cal Mentorship Interest Group, who is bringing you this series. Today, I am delighted to be talking to Kieran Hickson, who is the Rural and Small Libraries Consultant for the Colorado State Library. Kieran, welcome, and thank you for taking time to chat with me today.
Anything for you. Totally.
All right. So we're going to jump right on into our questions. So our first question is, do you have a mentor or some other person in your life who inspires your career? And if so, how have they influenced you or what impact has that mentoring had?
I've been really lucky to have a group of really good mentors, and there's like three that pop to mind, like immediately. Like, and Judy Van Acker was the um, director at the John C. Fremont Library, where I kind of started full time at one point a gazillion years ago. And I think the opportunities she gave me made me realize that library was more than like yet another part-time job I'd picked up to fill some time and space and make some money, and that my passion and who I am I could bring to that job and really go forward with, and that libraries were something that I wanted to make my career. So I really like when it comes down to it, like she was really my first mentor. She had me present at the Rural Roundup in Buena Vista a gazillion years ago. It's the first time I presented in front of people, and she was just like, "Oh, hey, get in the car, like we're gonna have you talk about how you do that thing with the teens, and like I had no prep, I had no like knowledge of adult learning theory, like I was just there and I like talking about the thing that I liked to do, and it was really a great start. And then as I got farther in my career, Sharon Morris really helped me figure out that winging it was great and I was doing fine, and I could bring a little more and I could be a little better. And she really like set a bar and said, hey, how about up here, you know, um, and gave me and talked to me and gave me help to do that. And I think that really helped. And the third mentor is Shelley Drum, we were just talking about, who isn't in libraries anymore, oddly enough. And she just assumed that I could have these skills that I needed for my job, and was just like, here, no, just do, like do it, just do it, and gave me kind of a motivation to believe Sharon and to believe Judy, and be able to take that on. So those three, I think, have really changed my career, or how I feel about library and librarianship, for sure.
And I like how you described how they kind of each brought something different to the table.
Mm.
And I
Oh
think that
yeah.
that's a lot about what mentoring is. We can have formal mentors and we can have informal mentors, but the giving of chances and the setting expectations, but then helping you reach those expectations. I think that's all really part of it. So thank you
Well,
for. Mhm.
do you remember Shelley Walchek? She told me once that she had what she considered to be her own board of directors, and I kind of interpreted it into my own world as like I have my own Jedi Council,
There
right?
you go. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't need one mentor. I need this team of people, and maybe they're all experts in different little parts, and I might need a little bit of all those parts. And so, yeah, really, I think I have a team of Jedi, yeah, on my side.
Excellent. So, question number two, how would you describe your leadership style?
Yeah. Well, and you really do know because you've taken a lot of these too. I've over the years I've taken like a bajillion of those, either the personality or your leadership style kind of quizzes things. And I think the one I rely on, or I think is my favorite of the too many that I've taken, would be Strengths Finder, because I like the underlying philosophy of like, yeah, leverage your strengths, don't pound yourself on your weaknesses. But when I look at all of them as kind of a gestalt, um, what I figure out is, yeah, I'm a people person, and I'm also a doer. So like whatever, what was the last one we took as at the state library? I'm in North, right? So
Yeah, it had something to do
just
with hemispheres or the
I don't even
Earth.
remember. Just like I said, I've taken too many of these. And the thing I get from my results is usually like I like to get things done. I want to do things, and I'm a people person. And or in the Strengths Finder, woo, like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in the Strings Finder world, if people have taken it, like woo is pretty rare, and Kieran has woo. So
but yeah, those two together, I think that's my leadership style. I'm absolutely willing to take action to help people.
excellent. All right, and our final question: how and where do you find inspiration in your work, or like what motivates you to get up and go to work every day?
Right. Yeah. That can be hard sometimes. Um, really helping small and rural library folks see the amazing work that they do, to help empower them to bring awesome library services to their community. I guess for me, it's really and why I originally really started in libraries was about helping my community and and helping rural communities, rural and small communities. And to me, that's the my motivating factor. And I see all these libraries in all these like far flung places doing so much with so little. And and I and they all have this attitude of like, well, we're not I don't have an MLIS. Oh, I can't, we don't have the budget for, or, well, I heard about this thing and we can't do that. So I've tried to modify it to, be able to pull it off. And they don't see themselves as heroes in that story. They see themselves as just like struggling to get along or barely good enough. And I am absolutely like my inspiration to come to work, or what motivates me, is so that they see how awesome they are and to really shine a light on them because they're the ones bringing the I remember this one librarian, she was like, well, we couldn't do the summer reading thing that everybody else is doing, and we don't even have a copy machine. I can't make the hand no, like she's like, but I got my husband to bring our old horse trailer in and it's kind of broken, but we put it up on blocks, and I made these little stations inside of it, and I got the old travel agent was going out of business, and I got all these posters, and the kids could go in the trailer and go around the world. And so they'll see a picture of other places. That was what she could pull off. And I thought, like, hey, amazing. Like, you took an idea, I want these kids to see the world, and you made it what you could do, like to me, that's inspiring.
Mhm. Well, and I'm thinking now back to your answers of the first question, and basically what motivates you is providing the same support and motivation to staff from small and rural libraries. You're providing to them what you were given from your mentors, this belief
Yeah,
in what they can do, and kind of letting people know that you see them and that kind of thing. So that kind of comes full circle.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing the opportunities I've had, and I only want to pass that on, really.
Excellent. Well, we do appreciate you sharing your time and some of your expertise in talking with us today. Before we sign off, is there anything else you would like to add?
Uh, hmm, what a good question. There's so much, like I don't know. I don't know how to define leadership sometimes. It's funny. I mean, I've designed leadership classes, right? Institutes. And I still don't really know what leadership is. And I think a lot of times, like, I want to fall back on that leadership is doing something. And I've seen that that's not true. I remember one, my mentor, not that Judy Van Eckert didn't do anything, because she totally did. I remember this one time, because she's a real introvert, right? She's sitting in her office and like just kind of being there. I was like, like, what you doing? Right. And she's like, I'm, like prepping to be able to go out and, it's my day of the month to go talk to, community leaders, and I'm just kind of steadying and readying myself to go out and actually talk to other people. And I was like, really? Like, because for me, and especially I was younger then, I'm like, talking to people is the easy part. Like this running payroll crap, I'm not so sure about, but like, yeah, go to the Lions Club. It's no deal, like, and watching her prepare for, like the things that I find that I can do more naturally or easier for me aren't the definition of leadership. And that really leadership is these other things. It's the whatever the passion or the strength that people pull out and show to the world.
Mhm.
And I I think that can happen, obviously from any position that you have and any person that you are. And it's just these behaviors and this set of things where you go, okay, this is the thing, and I'm going to do this thing. It's the decision really than anything else. So there's my little philosophy on leadership.
Well, and it can be kind of summed up as that, once again, you mentioned that leadership can happen at all levels. You don't have to be a director or a manager, but also leadership means something different to every person. It's where
Hmm.
we sort of bring our strengths into this. So, well, thank you again for sharing your thoughts and knowledge with us today in this Let's Connect Spotlight series. And uh, I wish you the best, and for those who are listening, we'll be doing another spotlight soon. Thank you.